Hello everyone, welcome to English for You. I'm Mike.
I'm Chickling.
And it's day one of a big article we have this month, and it's called Flipped.
Flipped, 怦然心動.
Yeah. What are we flipping? When I think of flipping things, I think of maybe flipping a hamburger, flipping a pancake.
I think about a book.
When you're cooking it, you're flipping a book.
I mean, you're flipping the pages in a book.
Oh, you're flipping the pages of a book. Yeah. And I've also seen this word used in a kind of more modern way. People talk about flipping a house.
Okay.
Now, it doesn't mean you're really strong and you're going to throw the house up and it's going to come down like that. No, when people flip something like a house, it means you buy it very cheap, you fix it up, and then you sell it for more money.
Oh.
So people, when they say I flipped something, they mean, you know, I'm kind of buying property or buying land and then selling it quickly later, just a short time later, and making money. So anyway, there's a lot of different things that could be flipped in our article. We have no idea what's happening, neither do you guys. So let's find out together by reading the article.
Reading. Flipped. In second grade, Julie Baker and her family move into a neighborhood next to the Losky family. Bryce Losky is Julie's age. Upon first seeing Bryce's beautiful blue eyes, Julie develops a crush on him. Bryce finds Julie extremely embarrassing, though. The wealthier Loskys look down on Julie's family because their home is a dump. Julie does a science project in 5th grade to hatch chicken eggs. Soon, the chicks grow into hens and live outside. This makes the yard look even worse. Julie brings fresh eggs to the Loskys weekly as a gift, while other neighbors have to pay for her eggs. Having an independent, nature-loving spirit, Julie likes to climb a local sycamore tree and see the view from above. In 8th grade, the tree's owner arranges to have it chopped down. To protest, Julie climbs the tree and refuses to come down. She asks Bryce to help her, but he doesn't. Although the tree is removed later, Julie's actions get her a picture in the newspaper.
All right, so let's check it out. It turns out Flipped is a story and a movie.
Okay, and a movie.
So if you don't like to read, you can watch it in the movie. If you don't like to go to the movie because, you might be worried about sitting too close to people. You know, people worry about that. You can still enjoy it in the book form at home. But it's a great story. And as I said, we're going to be reading it over the next 3 days. So let's check it out. It begins. In 2nd grade, Julie Baker and her family move into a neighborhood next to the Losky family. Okay, this is kind of a nice beginning. So Julie's a young person in 2nd grade, so that would put her around 9 years old, something like that. Just a kid and her family, like many families do at some time when you're growing up or, as you're enjoying your childhood, your family moves. This means they probably left one city, sold their house, moved to another city, got a new house, so they're kind of new to the neighborhood, and it seems that they're living next to some people called the Loskys. The Losky family, just basically meaning everyone in the family, their last name is Losky, right? Yeah. And this is in a new neighborhood, of course, because Julie moved there. When we talk about a neighborhood, we're talking about an area that's kind of around where you live or around where you are, okay? Your neighborhood might be, if you walk 5 or 10 minutes in kind of a circle around your house, that would be your neighborhood. For example, there is an airport in Nancy's neighborhood, so it can be quite noisy during the day. A lot of people wouldn't want to live in a neighborhood near the airport because, planes coming, that would be very noisy in that neighborhood.
所以呢，这个 neighborhood 就是地区啊或街区，就来自于 neighbor 这一个字，对不对？所以很好记嘛。那也是一样，它的形容词就是 neighboring， 代表邻近的或相邻的。So like neighboring states or neighboring countries， 邻近的国家啦，或者是州。所以比如说 ，Is there a good Chinese restaurant in the neighborhood?
Many.
Oh, really?
Sure.
OK 好，所以2年级的时候呢 Julie Baker 跟她的家人就搬到了 Losky 家旁边的社区。
So let's find out about their neighbors, the people who live next to them in that neighborhood, the Loskys. Well, it appears the Loskys have a kid, a child. Bryce Losky is Julie's age. So they're the same age, probably in the same grade or something like that. So that's good. Maybe she has a friend who's also a neighbor. So Bryce Losky is Julie's age. Upon first seeing Bryce's beautiful blue eyes, Julie develops a crush on him. Oh, okay. Interesting. So Julie kind of likes Bryce. He's a good-looking young guy. He's got beautiful blue eyes like Brad Pitt. Does Brad Pitt have? I think Brad Pitt has blue eyes.
Yeah.
So imagine an 8-year-old Brad Pitt or something like that. And like anyone who sees someone really good looking or pretty, you might kind of go, oh, I kind of like them. And if you like someone in that kind of young kind of way, you know, there was that one guy in your class or that girl, they're so pretty. I want to hug them or something. You know, that kind of young love. We often talk about it as being a crush.
Oh, yeah.
You might not end up marrying the person you have a crush on, but certainly when you're 9, 11, 14 years old, oh, that person's so great. I really like them a lot. I got a big crush on this person.
Yeah. 所以呢，我们在里面看到 upon 的用法，我们在今天的文法再看一次。好啦，所以呢，这个用法呢，就是当2件事情相隔呢很短，或接连发生，或几乎同时发生，我们就可以使用 upon 或者是 on 来句子放在最前面。那我们来看几个句子。Upon seeing the mess my dog made, I cleaned it up right away. 代表呢，一看到我的狗狗制造了脏乱，我就马上把它清干净。那这个句型呢，我们其实也可以用 as soon as 来代换。所以比如说 upon entering the theater, the friends looked for their seats. 那你也可以把 upon 变成 as soon as the friends entered the theater, they looked for their seats. 代表说呢，进入戏院之后，朋友们就开始找他们的座位。那它唯一不一样的是 as soon as 它引导的副词子句，主词它不一定要跟主要子句的主词一样，但是时态要一样哦。所以老师刚刚讲到 crush 就是你迷恋的对象，所以你或迷恋的意思，所以 like I have a crush on someone， 所以之类你可以这样讲。所以比如说 Don't tell me that you have a crush on my brother. He has a girlfriend already.
Oh, well, don't have a crush on someone who's already got a girlfriend or boyfriend. That's only going to lead to heartbreak. But sometimes the heart wants what the heart wants, as people say.
Yeah. 所以这个 Bryce Losky 这一个人呢，他跟 Julie 同岁。那 Julie 在第一次看到 Bryce 的时候呢，美丽的蓝眼睛 ，Julie 就对他产生了好感。
That's right. So, clearly, Julie really likes Bryce a lot. Now, hopefully the feelings go the other way too, but as we get back to the article, yeah, no, that's not what happens. Bryce finds Julie extremely embarrassing, though.
Why?
We hope that they would say extremely pretty. Or charming, then they would both like each other. That would be wonderful, but no. In this case, Bryce, the boy, he finds Julie, his new neighbor, extremely embarrassing. That's not a good way to think about someone, no. Not just embarrassing, too, extremely embarrassing. When we use this adverb extremely, we just mean really, really a lot, very, very much. Okay, if you're tired, sure, you want to sit down, take a rest, maybe have a quick nap. If you're extremely tired, you're probably going to go straight home and go to bed and not get up until tomorrow morning. You're really, really tired, very, very tired. For example, it can be extremely hot and humid in Taiwan during the summer. It's true. 35 degrees, very, very hot. It's very hot. It's extremely hot.
所以 extremely 就是非常或极度的，那其实它是来自于 extreme 这一个字，所以极限运动就是 extreme sports。那它其实也可以偏激的意思 ，like if you have extreme views on something， 代表你很偏激啦，或对什么东西看法很强烈。比如说 the hostages are being held in extremely harsh conditions，代表呢这些人质呢被囚禁在非常非常可怕的环境里，所以呢这个 Bryce 他觉得 Julie 很 embarrassing，好 sad， 所以其实他也可以说 embarrassed，或者是 embarrass， 或者是 embarrassment， 都是他其他的用法。
That's right. So if someone finds another person extremely embarrassing, it probably tells us that Bryce doesn't really like spending time with Julie. She's always talking about how much she likes him or how handsome he is or whatever. And he's like, okay, stop. That makes me feel uncomfortable. It makes me feel embarrassed or something like that. So obviously, this is not a love match right away. They're not getting along very well. And then we get back to the article and we learn a little bit more about Bryce's family. It says the wealthier Loskys look down on Julie's family because their home is a dump. So these families are different in other ways too. We learn there that the Loskys, that's Bryce's family, the Losky family, we talk about them as the Loskys, they are wealthy. In other words, they're rich. The adjective wealthy just means you have a lot of money. You're rich. For example, Marvin is a wealthy man. He has large homes in 4 different countries.
Great.
Wow.
Can I marry him?
I don't know. I don't know if you want to, but he certainly has a lot of money.
OK， 我来看一下 wealthy 这一个字。Wealthy 就是富有的意思，所以这是总称 rich people。如果你要总称所有有钱的人，我们也可以说 the wealthy。那这个字是来自于它的名词 wealth， 也是财富的意思，所以我们会有一个用法，就是 a wealth of something， 代表有好多什么或什么东西很丰富。所以比如说图书馆里面呢有很丰富的书，我们就可以说 there is a wealth of books in the library.
Now, you know, some people are wealthy and that's okay. It's okay to have a lot of money, but it's not okay if you're wealthy to look down on other people. It's not okay in almost any situation to look down on someone.
It's not right to do that. Don't do that.
And here we don't mean that the Loskys are all in the NBA and they're very tall.
Yeah.
And they're all looking down because I'm so tall. I'm looking down on you. No, it has nothing to do with where you are and where your eyes are. It's more about how you treat other people.
Right.
Right.
所以就不要看不起某人了，这是不对，或鄙视。所以因为 the Loskys 他们比较有钱，那么看不起 Julie 的家人，他们觉得 Julie 的家乱七八糟 ，dump 就是一个那个 garbage place.
Well, that's just not a nice house.
Yeah.
It's kind of old, maybe a little broken, needs some new paint or something like that. You know, it's okay to have more money and have nicer things, a bigger house, a better car, but then to judge other people because they don't have a nice house or a big car, that is not cool and not okay at all. Anyway, so there's obviously some problems here. These two families aren't getting along really well. There's, you know, some differences between them. Then we get back to our article and we learn a little bit more about Julie. It says Julie does a science project in 5th grade to hatch chicken eggs. Oh, okay, some time is going by here. These are years that these families live together. The kids go to school together. We jump forward in time in the 5th grade, so about 3 years after she moved there. She's doing a project to hatch some chicken eggs. I guess that's something kids would do in school,
that's
right?
So cute.
Yeah, that's kind of nice. And of course, when something hatches, it's coming out of an egg, like a baby bird. Yeah.
很可爱耶，所以 hatch 就是孵化或孵出。所以 Julie 在5年级的时候，so maybe 3 years have passed.
3 years have passed, yeah, about that.
所以 Julie 在5年级的时候做了一个自然课的 project， 他们要孵化鸡蛋。Oh, have you done that before?
No, I don't think they would trust us with eggs when I was that little. We would probably just cook them or something like that. Anyway, so no, but we did things similar to that. So this is a little science project probably for Julie's class. Remember, she and Bryce are probably in the same class at school, so maybe he's doing the same thing. But we find out more about this little project. It says, soon the chicks grow into hens and live outside.
Oh, so cute.
That's what chicks do, because they're baby birds. And they grow.
所以 chick 就是小鸡嘛，小鸡，然后它们就长出来了。所以 grow into something 就会变成什么？那 hen 就是母鸡的意思。所以很快小鸡就长大变母鸡了，母鸡就住在外面。
So the house now, remember, it wasn't really a very nice house, but now it has a bit more of a feeling and maybe the smell and the sound of a barn or a farm or something like that. So having these chickens outside the house, isn't a good thing for the neighborhood. As the article says, having the hens, the chickens outside, this makes the yard look even worse.
That's so bad.
So now you got like chicken poop and the chickens are walking around, all this noise, it's really like, oh, we live in the city, but our neighborhood has a farm. That's a little
That
strange.
would be really a problem
It
for me
could be a problem.
Yeah, 所以呢，就变成让 Julie 家后院看起来更脏了，原本就很脏了。
So noisier, lots of feathers flying around, maybe chicken poop under your feet when you go outside. These are all not good things. These are all bad things. But there is one good thing about having some chickens in your yard. Julie brings fresh eggs to the Loskis weekly as a gift, while other neighbors have to pay for her eggs. Oh, that's kind of nice. But yeah, if you have hens, these are, female chickens where we get eggs for our breakfast and for other things, you can get free eggs.
Wow.
And Julie is very nice because she seems to give the eggs to the Loskis. She probably goes over with a basket of 10 or 12 eggs weekly. Now, when we say weekly, this is an adverb meaning something that happens every week. All right, it doesn't happen every day of the week, probably once each week. But for example, if you have a music class or you're a member of a club or a team after school and you practice one day a week, every Wednesday afternoon, we get together and practice or something. That is your weekly practice happening every week. For example, sorry, I got a chicken feather in my throat there.
Sorry.
No problem. For example, we could say this is a weekly magazine. So we usually get 4 each month, right? There's usually about 4 weeks in a month. So a weekly magazine, you'll get 4 a month.
So weekly 就是每周 So like whatever happens every day, it's 每天 daily. 那如果是 it happens once a month, just monthly. Say 呢what about every year?
Yearly.
Yeah, yearly. Or sometimes we say annually, right?
Annually. Oh, yeah, you could say that, true.
所以我们也可以说什么 In order to lose weight, Maggie has to change her daily routine and lifestyle.
Okay, so she was taking weekly trips to the gym.
Yeah.
Now she should probably take daily trips to the gym.
Oh, yeah. So tiring.
That would
好，
help
所以
her.
Julie 说什么 Julie 她每周都会送免费的鸡蛋给 Losky 当礼物，可是其他邻居要付钱买单。I want to be her crush now, because I love eggs.
Well, she sounds like a really nice kid, right? Even though the Loskis might not be the best neighbors and Bryce isn't her best friend, she is still very kind. She's still trying to be a good neighbor, giving them eggs, things like that. And then we learn a bit more about her personality, her character. It says, having an independent, nature-loving spirit, Julie likes to climb a local sycamore tree and see the view from above. So she's one of those outdoor kids. You won't find her sitting in the living room playing, PS5 or whatever. No, she's out there exploring the local woods and nature, climbing trees, having all sorts of adventures. And one of the things she does when she climbs one of these trees, a sycamore tree is just a type of tree, is that she enjoys the view from above. That is nice once you get into the tree, which can be hard work and dangerous. So anywhere that you might be high up on top of a tall building, on a mountain, on a big hill, if you look all around you, you'll see lots of land below you. You'll be able to see much further than you normally would. Well, that position, that sight that you can see, we call that a view. I really enjoyed the view from the top of Taipei 101, for example. Here's another example. We couldn't enjoy the view from the top of the mountain because of the rain clouds. Oh yeah, the clouds will block your view, maybe. Another time we can use view in a very different type of situation is what you think about something. If someone's talking, hey, there's a problem here and I'd like to know what you think. They might say, I'd like to know your view on this. Tell me your opinion. Tell me what you think personally about this. And we learned there that she was enjoying the view from the top of a sycamore tree.
所以 sycamore 就是 a type of tree， 但就是梧桐树木或梧桐树木。所以呢 view 就是风景。所以其实我们可以说 spectacular view, magnificent view, breathtaking view， 全部都可以，真的。所以比如说 the hotel's most attractive feature is its breathtaking view of the mountain.
Oh, that mountain! It's like a painting
nice.
outside the window of your hotel room. What a view!
所以呢，
Absolutely.
对啊，所以老师刚刚你是不是说那个，比如说意见 ，like I have strong views on something，代表什么意见也可以。所以 Julie 呢，她非常的独立，热爱自然，她也很喜欢爬树，到高处看风景。
All right, so during when she was a young kid, maybe during her summer holidays or whatever, Julie loved to climb this tree and enjoy the view. But then later on, something bad happened. In 8th grade, the tree's owner arranges to have it chopped down. That tree is going, man. We're gonna kill that tree, basically. I mean, that's kind of what happens when you chop down a tree, right? Because to chop is to cut something using power and probably hitting it hard time and time again with something with a point. We're not talking about like cutting something with a knife or cutting something with scissors. We're talking about using a lot of power and a special kind of tool to cut through something thick and strong.
所以呢，老师可以在这 Can you make a sentence with that? For us?
Oh, sure. Thank you. Yes, the firefighter chopped through the door with his axe.
Axe, 对, you need an axe.
That's right. Doors are made of wood just like trees are.
Yeah, so you chop something down, 就是把什么砍掉, chop. So you can also say chop up something, like chop up onions.
Sure.
So you can chop up your onions before adding them into the salad. 所以8年级的时候呢，树的主人呢就要把树木砍了. That's so sad.
It is kind of sad, but Julie is not going to just let this happen. She wants to do something about it. So it says to protest, Julie climbs the tree and refuses to come down. That's very brave.
Absolutely. Protest 就是抗议. So a person that protests is a protester or protester.
Yep.
那它的名词, if it's a noun, it's pronounced differently. It's protest.
Protest. I will protest at the protest. Okay, gotcha. All right, so that's what she's doing. She wants to save that beautiful old tree. And of course, when you're trying to do something like that and you're facing, you know, a company or the government there that's like, no, we're going to chop the tree down, and you need friends, you need people to help you. And that's what Julie looks for. She asks Bryce to help her, but he doesn't.
Yeah, 所以我们知道说他为了抗议 Julie 跑到树上不想下来，但他请 Bryce 帮忙，可是 Bryce doesn't really like her.
I don't know, and why doesn't he want to, even if he doesn't like her, he should want to save the tree.
Yeah.
Right? Anyways, we're disappointed in Bryce. I'm sure Julie was upset too. And it says, although the tree is removed later, that's sad, Julie's actions get her picture in the newspaper.
所以虽然树被砍了，可是 Julie 的行为让她上了报纸 maybe for her brave behavior.
Yeah, and for taking a stand and trying to do what was right, even though it didn't work in the end. All right, well, that's all the time we have. But remember, this is just day one. We're going to have more about Flipped, this story about Julie and her neighbor Bryce tomorrow and the next day. But coming up next, we have our chat question, so don't go away.
For You Chat.
All right, so our chat question is kind of alike about what happened in our story there about neighbors, right? Julie has her neighbor Bryce. They go to school together, and the families know quite a bit about each other. So that might be a little special, but we'll find out. So our question is, what do you know about your neighbors, and are any of them your age?
Well, I know nothing about my neighbors.
Nothing at all.
I live in the city now. It just makes it so difficult for you to know your neighbors when you live in the city. But if you live in the countryside, it's very easy.
Okay, interesting. Do you have neighbors?
I do.
Have you seen them before?
Not really.
Wow.
But in my countryside, yes, my hometown, I know all of them.
Interesting. I think maybe it's a little different for me because I think I'm the only foreign person
true.
in my apartment building. All of my neighbors know what floor I live on. So when I get on the elevator, they all press my button, which is a little weird. But generally they're friendly. If they're a little shy, but you know, they're friendly. Although the neighbors on our floor, right, their front door is just across the hallway.
Okay.
They're very nice. It's an older couple. I know that the man, he works as a pharmacist at a local hospital, and they're super nice because they often give us fruit.
Oh my goodness.
You know how in the summer, in the different seasons, people will have extra fruit. They always come by and knock on our door, and they're like, oh, look, we have pomelos, or we have mangoes, or, you know, pineapple.
Nice neighbors.
Yeah, they're really nice. So we try to give them stuff when we make food. We might make some extra and give it to them.
Your salmon with mangoes. I heard
so there you go. So that's a nice thing. But yes, you're right. In the city, everyone's kind of private and busy, and often you don't see your neighbors. So what about you? You guys, what do you know about your neighbors? And are any of them your age? I'm not sure the age of these people. I think they're older than me.
Okay.
We'll be back tomorrow with more about Flipped.
Vocabulary Review. Neighborhood. This is a rich neighborhood. You can tell by all the big houses and fancy cars. Extremely. Sally was really hungry, so the first bite of her sandwich was extremely satisfying. Wealthy. Alex used to be poor, but he started a successful shoe business, and now he's quite wealthy. Weekly. There's a show about Taiwanese politics that I love to watch weekly. It's on every Tuesday evening. View. We can see the lovely view of the ocean from our hotel. Chop. When you make egg fried rice, you'll need to chop the garlic into small pieces.
智慧小补帖
Crush. Embarrassing. Hatch. Chick. Sycamore. Protest.
以上节目是由活用空中美语制作，活用空中美语杂志，请洽询全国各大书店。如欲索取试听教材，请来电02-2364-4000 02-2364-4000，或上网查询，网址是 www.english4u.net www.english4u.net